Okay, so now for this Thursday night item, we're back to our normal schedule of lecture, hands-on, and current topics. So not a surprise for the lecture. You're going to do this part 2, which is everything in your body section. So complete the rest of it. You did half of it for Monday. Now you'll do the other half. Make sure you do a good job of reviewing the Bootstrap classes and the HTML that create your index page. Like before, I'll grade it on how well you documented how your page is created with those two, the HTML and the Bootstrap classes. Okay, and I'm not going to give you commits, but give me your commit history for this template directory for this one. Okay, if you have any questions, again, ask. Because I don't know your template, but I'd be happy to help you if there's something you're having a challenge with. Okay, so now for our next part, you're going to plan your site. Okay, so now what I want you to do is now in your P0, right? So in your, let's just go create it so you see it, because I think I still have it open, right? So in this case, I'd come down here, I'd create a new file. This would be to do, and I'm going to do lowercase to do.md. Okay. And in here, perfect, hold on a second. That's what I was looking for, is how to do a task list inside. So this would be the way you could do this, right? So what I want you to do now is go through, you're going to create this to do.md file, right? And look at your site and list at least 15 things or more, you're going to change, changes you will make to the site. So I'll give you an example. So in here, there we go, right? So dash, I'll give you a link to that as well. So here's the things I would say, right? I'm going to update the title, right? So what do I mean by that? So if I go to index, I know that one of the things I'm going to have to update is going to be the title, right? Because that will be something I'll do. I'm going to update the metadata, right? So I'm going to update metadata update. But I put these together. They probably go on the same line. And metadata. Okay, that would make sense. And then I would also say, like in this case, if I look through here and I realize, you know what, I don't need this for my particular one, then I might say in my here, I might say, I'm going to just copy these. Now, by the way, what you're going to do is just put a space here, right? I'm going to say, this is just an example, like remove, what was that? I was just giving you an example, right? Because I would have analyzed it and figured out if I wanted to use that or not, because I might not need it, right? So that'd be like some of this stuff, like go through and figure out the changes I would make. And then as I came down in here, of course, the thing I'm going to have to also do here is change this image. This will be definitely one of the things that I have to do, is I'm going to have to change, right? Find that. I know where that image is at. Right, and I'm going to update it with one of my, so I would say, I'd come back here, right, and I would do find new profile image, and then I could even put, right, that to show me, and this is just a planning document, and again, do at least, but I would say more of this you can do, the better. Right, so again, if I wanted to come down and look at the output, let's see. I do this, I do pub P0, and I look at it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to end up changing all this. So I'll change all the menu because I'll figure out how many of these I'm going to use. I would also be changing all of these. So I wouldn't have to list each. I wouldn't list each. I'd just say I would update the social media. I'd update the menu. Right, and then you could actually start thinking about what that menu would be, right? So then if I was to say instead of about, I might have something else, right? You'll end up, again, the idea is that you're going to create your own content. Oh, and I'd also need to come over here and update this. So again, list 15 things. right? You're at least that you're going to update about. Now you're going to end up doing more than this, but this at least gives you a start to this gives you a way to start thinking about how to actually do this. Right now, this is a hands-on assignment, and this to do dot MD file is listed in the public. So what you'll do is give us a link to that MD file so we can all see, oh yeah, here are the changes that you're going to do. Now, you know what? Also provide us a link to your template so if we want to be reminded what that is. So let me say this. I'm going to say link to your and your template. Now, not the one from where you found it, but the one on our GitHub, our public, our P0, right? The URL that we shared last time. All right. So now you don't have to do any replies, but these are good to go in and look at some of the other things that folks are doing. Okay. So for the last item in this Thursday night, I'm going to have you do something, look at something, if you've never heard this term, I suspect you have, called soft skills. And I've provided you an article here because soft skills are those things because when you're a web developer, you're working with many aspects of a company, depending on how big an organization or if you're working as a contractor. But these are all things that you're going to need to have for soft skills. So what I want you to do is go in and find at least 2 skills, right? And again, you know how I want you all to find some different stuff in here. There's definitely enough examples. And you could either go to chat and say, help me learn, right? Help me learn interpersonal. Like, how would I work on my interpersonal? How would I work on my listening skills, my communication skills? How would I do that? My problem solving. And then come back and write in your own words, right? Come back and give us what did you do to go, work on those skills or find good examples of those skills. And then in your own words, meaning, your voice, provide us, your review. So provide us some links or whatever you did, and then create your post. And this is 250 words, 2 replies required, because soft skills are really important. Trust me, web developers do not work in isolation often like software engineers might, but even they, people who are just focused on doing software, don't work in isolation. Almost everyone works in a team of somehow, and these soft skills are really important. Okay, that's all you need to do for Thursday night.